Wait a minute. That's not right. Hold on.
Overflow.
Supposed to be red or blue?
No,
It's
fine.
blue because
Hey there.
that's the color of
Hi,
the
guys.
sky.
Welcome
Hello.
to the first episode
First, number one,
of the Good Company
good company.
podcast.
Yep.
Nice. I like this company.
Yeah, Good Company. I am in Good Company. I'm joined here by Kazi Manarese to my right, and to my left, I've got Dustin Sadoff.
You almost struggled.
I was
But
thought
you- but
about
you-
calling you Sadafrates.
Socrates, but that would not be. That
No, we
wouldn't
got
make sense.
Dustin to my left, Kazi to my right, and this is episode 1 of the Good
Company.
podcast. I hope you guys enjoy, and you'll stick with us for many
Moons.
and episodes to come.
Oh, well,
Side note, I just noticed that you have Sly 2 Band of Thieves.
out.
It's sitting right there.
Isn't it tempting?
And it is. I love this. I love Sly Cooper games growing up. So this is our podcast. We're trying out a little something new.
Yep. Just trying to put the feelers out there, see what kind of things bite.
What kind of feedback we get, who
Yeah.
likes what.
Yep.
So you guys want to jump into this episode?
Oh
Yeah, let's just-
definitely.
So let's start with our first segment.
All right.
Some talking points.
Talking points.
You guys have talking points? I have a few written
Okay.
down.
Well, let me hear what you got.
All right,
Yep.
first is
Number one.
Did you guys know? I learned this that you can, you can
I like. I already like where this
at KFC.
KFC.
At KFC, you can buy a half-gallon bucket of soda
Are you kidding?
for under $4.50.
God bless this
Ooh.
country.
Just
That's not.
a bucket of Mountain Dew.
A buck.
Wow.
Half-gallon
What?
bucket of Mountain
What
Dew.
That's-
screams
wow.
America more than I got a half gallon of Mountain Dew? Like,
I don't know if anything does.
Yeah.
that's amazing. Like, hey, honey, do you want anything? I'm going out to get a bucket of Mountain Dew.
Dude, that's for
And
less than
and
$4.50.
just to act like that's normal.
For less than $4.50.
Yes.
Just
Yeah, I don't.
just a bucket of Mountain Dew.
I don't think I might. I don't think I would personally do that because I have like a conscience.
Just a
But
Yeah.
Just like, hey,
But-
what do you want? I'm going to KFC. What do you want to drink? Get me a bucket
Just-
of Baja Blast.
just give me that.
Root beer.
Dude, that's
Give me some of that thing. You're right. That's
Bro,
what,
he's just-
if I were running KFC, I would just call it that thing.
bro. You know it's got a touch on it because it's alliterated. A bucket of
A
Baja
bucket
Blast.
of Baja Blast, bro. Triple B's.
Yeah, dude. It's got a touch on it.
Yeah, it
Yo,
does.
give me some of that baby thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're
dude. That's one that both makes me happy and disgusted at the same time.
Well, that's I'm sorry. That's what I mean. So personally, I feel like just my conscience would be like, hey, man, this doesn't. I don't think this is right. But just knowing that that's an option that's available to me as an American, that makes me feel good.
no,
Like I don't really go to KFC all that much, but if they tried to take that off the menu, I would write them a letter and be like, "What ails you?"
I can't tell you how tempted I am.
I just want to do it just to do it.
Hand me a pair of headphones.
You feeling weird?
No, but I want to make sure that our audio levels are good.
I think they're good. Look, all those green bars.
Yeah.
mean yummy.
Kazi, talk.
Yep. Hello.
Oh, we're good.
We're good. All right.
All right. So,
This drops.
look at this, guys.
All
I'm
right.
wearing Jordan the Blue Hen edition.
Blue Hand Jordans.
Yes.
And
God save the Blue
Dustin in the middle of June has
Yes, I
Christmas
have-
Crocs on.
These are my Christmas Crocs. They're actually limited edition designer.
So are my
Crocs.
shoes.
Yeah, these were.
Mine are limited edition as well.
Wow. So we have ours are as valuable.
You know, yeah, the Good Company podcast brings top tier shoe
Yes.
game.
I just have
Yes.
Hey Dudes on.
You tied the Hey Dude ears.
Oh, these ones are a little loose. So
Oh, I've never seen anybody do that
tied
before.
yeah, these ones are a little loose. So I did that to keep them on. So when I run with the kids,
I
on Wednesday night.
think, Kaz, when you were born, I think you started out at 50 or like 52, and you've just aged.
Thank you.
That is
Appreciate
wild.
that.
I have other talk points. But do you have any? We can get into
Give me a second, but go to your next
another one. I
'cause
have something.
Did not.
All right, I have something
write
that is
anything
going to. It's gonna ruin
Okay.
something for you.
No, don't ruin anything.
It's going to.
Gosh. All right.
Should we go through with it?
Yeah, just do it.
All right. Do you know the Pokemon theme song?
Sort of. Yes. Why?
Like I want to be
Yeah.
the very best, like no one ever was. Did you know that you can sing the Pokemon theme song to the tune of Amazing Grace and vice versa perfectly?
Are you serious?
Let me
That-
walk you through it. Because now that I've
That's-
shown this to you, anytime we sing Amazing Grace or anything like that, it's going to be in your head. This is going to pop in.
Do it.
So you can do it to the tune of Amazing Grace, right? It's like, I want to be the very best.
Oh,
like
that's
no
disturbing.
one ever was.
That's disturbing.
Right? But it gets funny. It gets funny when you do it the other way around. And you go. I was doing this around the house the other day, and Nikki was like,
Dude.
I was literally walking around the house going, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Dun, 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 dun. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Tell me that's hilarious, bro.
Do you think that when they initially like created the theme song, they were like, "Look, this is how we're gonna do it."
'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and
John-
grace my fears relieved. Dun, dun, dun,
To be
dun.
brutally honest,
Dude, that's hilarious.
That's amazing.
I've never seen Pokemon, but that's just downright funny.
Bro, dude,
That-
I was literally walking around the house.
That's funny.
And Nikki was, at first, Nikki like kind of chuckled, and
Yeah.
then she was like, "Stop!" And I was like, "I can't stop.
No,
This is in my head
See,
forever
and
now."
that's why what you should have said in response to that was, "Hey, how does it feel to be wrong?"
Can't stop, won't stop. Listen, it's forever in my head now.
I don't think, knowing this now, I don't think you could possibly sing that enough.
Yeah,
And
and
I give you full permission to sing that every time you come here.
And here's the bad part, right? And this is it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how often do you guys sing Amazing Grace at your church?
Yeah.
Not that often, right?
Yeah.
I feel like
Maybe
I feel
every other
like
Sunday.
I feel like people who don't go to church think like there's certain songs that a church sings every Sunday, and
Yeah.
Amazing Grace is on
And
that list.
it's yeah.
But we really don't sing it that often.
Yeah.
Nope.
However, for the rest of my life, I will not be able to hear Amazing Grace
No.
without thinking about Pokemon.
There's no way.
That's funny.
And that's my burden to bear. And
Yeah.
also
That's my
it's,
burden. That's
it's
my
also
burden
your
there.
guys' burden now as well. And whoever is
yeah.
listening to the Good
Wow.
Company podcast.
That's so cool.
That's nuts.
I feel like every time you give me a bit of information, it changes my life fundamentally.
Sometimes, and in this case, for the worse.
Yeah.
But-
So, okay, this isn't necessarily a talking point, but when at some point in my career as soldier, I was at an army chapel, and which is the lamest thing ever. And do you want to know what the first worship song we sung was?
I can only imagine.
No,
Our God is an awesome God.
nope. No, you'll never get
I
it.
know it's hilarious.
You know,
Who am I?
It was Put a Little Love in Your Heart.
For real?
I'm serious. I
remember,
promise.
put
I
some love in your
promise
heart.
you. The first song they sang, I heard they were like, "Hey, they were all right. We're gonna sing Put a Little Love in Your Heart," and I'm like, "Okay, this must be one I don't know." And then no, it was it. It was the one.
Okay.
Like da 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 da. That was
I mean,
it. That's what we sang.
I think I'd rather sing the Pokemon theme song
Yeah, I know.
to the tune of Amazing Grace.
That would have had more God on it than that did. Let me tell you something. The moment that started, God left. He's like, all right,
All right, you guys don't need me here.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
That's yeah.
I think this. I think that your choice in song was fulfilling enough. So I'm gonna get out.
Oh wow.
You know, like the meme of SpongeBob. Like, all right, I'm head out. That was
All right,
bad.
yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, so not a talking point, but I did like to bring that up. I just wanted to mention it because you were talking about these things. That's nice.
I may not have a talking point, but here's a little thing I've been thinking about all week.
No.
It's like when you were a small child, was there like a specific cartoon that was a great cartoon, but then like something scary happened in that movie that like made you stop watching that movie for the rest of your life?
Yes, I have one.
Traumatizing?
It's not a cartoon though. And maybe you guys know this, and maybe somebody who's watching or listening
I'm really curious
would know.
to know what this is.
You guys ever see the Matilda?
Yep.
No, I don't think so. No.
No, you never
You
seen
never
Matilda.
seen the movie Matilda? It's like a classic.
The scene where that lady
Forces
makes
the
that
kid to
kid
eat the cake.
chocolate cake.
Yeah. It's traumatizing.
Dude, like I remember as
Yeah.
a kid being literally scared of that scene, and I've not watched that movie since. If I see that clip from the movie, I'm like, dude, I can't watch that. It did something psychologically to me when I was a child, and dude, it might be why I don't like cake today.
Really?
I don't like cake today. I'm kind of making that part up right now on the spot. But for sure, since I was a kid, I saw that scene as a kid and went, "Oh, I'm never watching this."
I
movie
was
again."
always more traumatized by the scene where she puts Matilda in the closet that has all the nails in it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was always worried that I was going to go to school and that was going to happen to me.
However, the scene where he resets the mileage on the car, right? Super inconsequential scene in the movie. Like on the grand scheme of things, it doesn't have like any weight. Doesn't hold any weight.
Yeah,
in the movie
they
or
could have
whatever.
taken it out and it wouldn't have done anything.
That scene lives in my brain. I
you
don't
serious?
know. I don't know why.
That's strange.
A lot of times, if I get in an old car and I see a mileage thing, I immediately think of them like touching the wires and they going and going backwards. I think about it every time I see one. It has, like I said, it has no bearing on the movie at all. It's just a throwaway scene. Like, but it forever lives rent free in my head.
I remember I was as a kid, I was watching the old Little Rascals. It was like the old black and gray VHS. So there was this one episode where I forget which rascal it was, but his Uncle George was coming, and what he didn't know is his uncle was from the Amazon rainforest, and he was a headhunter. He was like a cannibal headhunter, and he was chasing the kids all around the house. I'm going to eat them up, and that just freaked me out for the rest of my life.
As it should.
Yeah.
And then the other day,
Yeah, yours makes a lot more sense than me being traumatized by a fat kid eating cake.
and then there was this other show. It was a kids cartoon, clean cartoon. It was called The Seventh Brother, where these rabbits adopt a dog, and they're telling them all about the dangers of the forest. And I looked it up, and I'm like, why would they? It's like thinking about now, like, why would they put this type of song in a kids movie? So here it is. This is the theme song.
This is the theme song?
It's creepy.
It even looks weird.
Yeah.
Was that a rabbit being murdered?
Being eaten by a Velocio, whatever they.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
That specific part would just scare me.
The bird picked up a rabbit and then that thing just got stabbed in the head. What is this cartoon?
It's called The Seventh Brother. It's a kid from 5 to 8.
Well, what are you doing watching it after 8? It's obviously outside of your criteria.
I was just thinking about it because I used to watch it as a kid.
Well, you're not 8 anymore, so you're not legally
Dude,
allowed to think
come
about
on.
it.
This bird is just like murdering little woodland
Yeah.
creatures.
I know. So that freaked me out as a kid. So
Dude, I believe it. Why do you have that on your phone?
No, I screen
Because he's like, it's time to face my fears.
I screen recorded it and just sent it to the my siblings just to hey guys, you remember this and how it freaked us out as kids?
Oh, dude.
I you know what, I got a talking point just because the whole age thing. How do you think they determine what the age like group is for a board game or for whatever? Like what's the criteria on that? Do they like if like Chutes and Ladders, if that's like ages like 4 to 8, like
I've never thought
how
about
do they
Yeah.
is there like do they just bring in like a focus group and they're all right, we're gonna start out with the elderly,
I was gonna say that.
you know, you start
Interesting.
75, are they able to do it? Yeah, and they just keep going down until they're like,
I don't
all right.
think I've ever thought about this ever in my
Or-
life. I kind of just assumed, like, oh, this thing's got little pieces, so, like, you don't want 2-year-olds to play with
Yeah.
it because they'll choke and die.
What
Yeah.
is
But I've never really... But now that you mention it, like, it does have, like... Some things definitely have age brackets on
yeah,
them.
do they have to legally put it on, or is it just do they just do it because is it like this
Or
like
they just set 5-year-olds in a room and lock the door and see what happens.
no, that's just at my uncle's house.
Is your
Why do-
PlayStation on?
Do you want to play it?
It's... The light's green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because Slide is in there. And I don't want to turn it off because
He's like, David's coming over. I gotta pause my game.
I'm serious. That's in there right now.
Dude, I believe it, bro.
Um,
I love Cy Cooper, man.
But yeah, especially when there's like, it's one thing if it's just like, 4 and up or 12 and up or whatever. But like, and obviously like if it's 18 up, they mean that like, okay, it's more for adult, it's whatever. But like, if it's like 8 to 12, well, how do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, because there's no like, what's the point even putting it on there? Other like. Because I understand, like, well, it's just showing you, like, what kind of age group it might interest. But, like, that's kind of vague because,
like,
I mean, how can I not be interested? Like, I could still easily be interested in that when I was, like, 13, 14, 15, or now.
for sure.
So,
Or like if you're a mature child, how come a 7-year-old can't play with it?
Yeah, true.
and there's no, like,
you are
legal
mature.
ramification for me. Like, you don't go to a store, like, as a child and go to buy a board game, and they're like, whoa, Sonny, you're not 12.
Yeah.
So you better put that back or I'll call the cops and they'll beat you.
I just thought about this because I said mature child. Do you say
Yeah.
mature?
I say mature.
Mature?
Yeah.
Yeah. People who say mature,
Don't even.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but irrationally I go, I don't like that person.
You know what?
I
You
don't
know
want
what?
to be friends with them no more.
Okay, so I was.
And I know that me saying that, somebody who listens to this podcast is
Yeah.
going to come up to me in the future and they're going to go, mature.
Mature.
And just know that
Just-
I'm not going to do it, but I'm thinking about hitting you.
The whole time, mature.
No. It's not that serious,
Um,
but man, when people say mature, even if that is the right way to say it, when people say that, I just go, "Oh, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not the same type of person."
No, not at all. Well, it's okay. So that brings up an interesting point, like word pronunciation. So like I feel like because like everyone pronounces things a little bit differently. Not everything, but like there's certain words like there's pecan, pecan, whatever.
Pecan, pecan.
Yep, tomato, which that's just a weird one.
I've
No
never,
one says tomato.
I've
No one
never heard
actually
anyone
says
say tomato
But, like,
ever in my life.
So if you and this is how it always happens. If you're in a group and someone is talking and they say like me, like for whatever reason that I don't know, I don't say water. I say water.
And that,
And I understand. I get it. But like, but and it's like I have to focus to say it like a normal human being, you know. So but like so or someone that says like oh, you know, instead of oh, like it always sparks conversation, and then everyone starts going through the things that people say weirdly, and they're
Yeah.
like, well, how do you say this? And then there goes back and forth. So like,
have you ever met them people that say wash instead of wash?
yes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I saw
I'm looking at you, Ryman family.
this.
They say wash.
Well, it's allegedly like a Delmarva thing, but I only know like 4 people that say it like that. Oh man! So I don't know, but I just feel like it's odd that. I mean, how does that happen? I mean, I get there's like dialects and everything, but
dialects.
Yeah.
We're talking about American dialects.
I know. Where did we go wrong?
Regional phrases.
How did you left 12 people in the same basket and then 4 of them say it this way and the other, like, what's wrong with that?
Who's leaving people in baskets?
Oh, I don't know. I have been. Is that not? Is that
weird, man?
Well,
What sick demented mind?
It was the uncle that left him in a room.
True.
yeah. I had a dream when I was a child that my
I like where
grandfather
this is going.
my grandfather showed up at my other grandfather's house in his truck.
They fall.
And he got out. No, he got out and he had a pumpkin head. And then I was
Sleepy
like,
Hollow.
"Oh no, what happened, Grandpa? Your head is gone." And he didn't say anything. And then he just started walking toward me, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then I ran, and then I woke up, and I'm like, "Well, definitely,
The fact
I don't
that
trust that guy." So I don't know what happened, but that was real. I don't know why I said that. I just thought of it.
Very Dustin thing to
These
say.
things come to you.
Also, I do feel like the word thing is very strange, and people get so fixated on that, and then like
Yeah.
you know, and people like some people like the whole pecan, whatever, like, you know, people joke about it, ha ha, but some people are like, you're saying it wrong,
Oh yeah.
like you're wrong, like, bro, no, you're just dumb and probably maybe a pervert. I don't know.
Dude.
I don't. If somebody says something wrong, I've never. That's typically no. If me and you were talking and you say something wrong and that makes me
Well, it's
go,
different.
"Hey, you
Yeah.
said something wrong,"
Yeah.
right? But like if you
Like
if you pronounce
LaCroix. I said LaCroix.
yeah, you said LaCroix earlier. I went, you mean LaCroix?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. That stuff like is it's kind of like whatever. But if you just
like a stranger or someone that
if you just like genuinely pronounce things differently, or and sometimes even wrong, like
Yeah.
I might joke around with you, but I don't think that's something to like literally call people out and be like, you need to fix this.
It's too much energy. I just don't care enough.
and
I understand what
actually,
you're talking about.
I'm
and
about to listen. I'm a liar.
What are
I'm
you
about
saying?
to take all of that back because
Why
there are things that
did you
people,
just remember a
I did.
situation?
There are things that people say, and it genuinely makes me angry.
What? Like what?
When people say things like, "I could care less,"
Okay.
that makes me want to physically, fight someone.
Yeah.
When someone says, "I
because
could,"
it's supposed to be I couldn't care less.
it is. I couldn't care less. I could not care less. There's not a world or possibility that I could care any less than I possibly do right now.
How?
And when people go, "I could care less," to me, I go, "So you do care then?"
So how? Okay. What?
And it
I come up,
bothers me.
okay. Here's the situation. I come up to you and I say, "Hey, my name is Dustin. Can you point me to the nearest library?"
I go, he needs to go because he is uneducated.
The library.
That's a weird one. I don't know. So also I don't really care how anyone says anything. It's whatever. But what's strange to me is that people will intentionally pronounce a word a certain way to make themselves appear whatever. Like the whole
like when people go mature.
yeah.
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 You know? Or like
circling back.
So like creek versus crick. I don't understand where crick came from.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like I remember learning that at teen camp growing up, and they were talking about, do you say creek or crick? And I'm like, what are you smoking?
Yeah.
How like
crick is
how did you even
already.
come up to that? Like even if I say creek, like it doesn't it does not turn into crick.
I mean,
It's
you
very-
also
I
at the
understand.
same time you also say
I
water.
get it. I understand, but I feel like this is
So-
worse. This is so much worse.
You know what? I think they're pretty.
But I don't know of any.
even.
I don't know. Here's the deal, though. I don't know of anyone that says crick that I feel like are doing it genuinely. I feel like everyone that says crick is just doing it as a front, either for attention or to make themselves for whatever reason.
you're trying to get down to the
I want to know why.
conspiracy of people
everyone I've ever heard say it, like you can tell that it's not natural for them, and they're trying to make themselves appear as a redneck. And I don't know how that word got us. I don't get it. I'm just
I get
frustrated.
it.
It's
I
frustrating.
guess, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
You know?
No, so yeah, I was gonna say that the way people talk doesn't bother me, but
No.
I immediately needed to recant that. I need to go back on what I said. I'm repenting.
Mhm.
I get very triggered by the way that people speak
Really?
all of the time. Now that I'm thinking about it, at first I was like, no, who would get upset about that kind of thing? And then I thought about it for an extra 7 seconds
Yeah.
and went, oh, it's me. I'm the person who gets upset at that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
However, if I came across somebody who genuinely said tomato, I'd go, huh.
I'd be a little confused, and
Yeah.
then I would just try to steer the conversation in a way that they would have to say it again,
Yeah.
just to see if they said tomato
Yeah.
again or if they said tomato. And I'm like, oh,
I would say this is how I would do it.
I caught you.
If I caught, like, let's say Kazi said it,
Mhm.
I'd be like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh okay. Dustin, come here. I want you to meet my friend Kazi. Hey, tell him what you make your pizza with,
Tomato.
and then that's how I would get him
That's
to say
how
it
you
again.
know.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Why are you bringing up pizza right now? We weren't even talking about pizza."
Yeah,
I'd
and
be like,
then be like, yeah, but what do you put on? Like, tell me, walk through the steps with
and
me.
then if I couldn't get it, I'd just go, "Can you say tomato, please?"
Yeah,
Could you just,
or you just write down and be like, read this word.
yeah? Hey, what does this say?
So like,
Tomo? Sorry, I need to go to the library.
yeah,
Have you seen that video where they it's three friends and they say the milk differently?
Oh, milk, malk, and
Malk.
Yeah. Have
Uh,
you seen that?
no.
Julian
have
Smith.
you
Julian Smith. Yeah.
have you seen the video or not the video? It's a movie, the Drake and Josh Christmas movie from like 2000 or whatever.
I might
where
have.
they go to the orphanage or like the foster home or whatever, and they have to like this community service they have to fulfill, so they have to give these kids like a great Christmas, and the one kid can barely speak English, and he never says Christmas. He eventually says Chris Milk. Merry Chris Milk.
Which is 100% on brand for like a Nickelodeon joke.
Totally.
There's like some kids like Chris Milk, and then 12-year-olds were like, "It's the funniest thing."
Or the kid says Chris Milk, and 25-year-old Dustin is like,
Appendix is bursting from laughing so hard.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest, that would get annoying.
no,
Chris
it would
Milk.
not. I'd get out of my house.
I mean, in reality, if that would get.
He has the authority to say it.
well,
And I'm just saying, you're still sitting here. That's the disrespect.
yeah,
I wouldn't sit or stand for that.
no, but I'm too lazy to do anything about it, so I'm just gonna sit here.
All right. I'm glad
Well, I'm saying it's funny in the TV show, but in real life,
Yeah,
it'd be
what I'm
annoying.
saying is you get your face on the ground.
David, hold me back.
Any more talking points?
I had another one, but
In other news, I was able to order Star Wars: The Clone Wars season 7.
and we're gonna watch it all now, and you're gonna watch us react to it.
It's just like not even. You can't even watch the Clone Wars. It's just three guys sitting on a couch,
Yeah.
like, oh.
And it's just the same video on a loop. Like it's not even. Honestly, that would get views if we were to put up like
A React channel. We
like-
should start a Good Company React channel.
yes.
Yeah.
I could.
We could totally do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's another segment. It's reacts. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, we could do that. 100%. We could do that.
Honestly, I don't know why I find this so entertaining, but I do, and everyone does for whatever reason. That's popular. I had another talking point.
I have one
I
more
don't-
thing here.
You say it, and I'll remember.
So I told Cameron this.
Yeah.
Who Cameron? In case you guys don't know, Cameron was a host on a podcast that we used to do.
Yep.
But
Yeah, that was a while ago.
you know, rest in peace to that.
Yeah.
So that's who Cameron is. He's a mutual friend of ours.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were talking.
When's the last time you heard from him?
Dude, I don't even think he's in. Is he in Delaware? I don't even know if he's in Delaware.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives. He lives like right over there.
Yeah. I remember. We
Yeah.
used to-
His car hasn't been there for a while.
Yeah, that was a nice house too.
Yeah.
I
Well,
built that house.
Anyway, in 2022,
Yep.
9 protesters
Mm-hmm.
went to a Porsche dealership in Germany
Mm-hmm.
with the demands. It was like one of those global activist people.
Yeah.
And they went to a Porsche dealership in Germany, and they glued themselves to the floor.
Yeah.
So the manager and all the workers and stuff, they just ignored them.
Oh, that's great.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yep. And at
You know
the
what?
end
You
of
know
their
what? God bless Germany.
at the end of their shift,
Yeah.
they turned the heat off, they turned the lights off, they locked up the building, and they all went home. And they
Yeah.
left these people glued to
Glued
the floor.
to the floor.
That's
And
awesome.
Then the activists they were upset, and they were, I don't know if they tried to sue.
I
But
feel like
basically-
Germany's getting pretty much against that stuff now.
but
So-
basically the protest activists were upset because they're like, they didn't give us a bucket to go to the bathroom in. They turned the heat out of it. They left them there. They left them there glued to the floor for 2 days.
yeah.
They just ignored
My
them.
argument would be like, well, you glued yourself to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ignored them for 2 days. They just went, they came to work, they did their work, and then they went home. And they just left these people glued to the floor for 2 days. And then finally the manager got fed up with it. So he called the police, and the police came, got him off the floor, and arrested him. But he was like, we have to go to the bathroom. And they're like, well, you shouldn't have glued yourself to the floor then.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
were like, you're not going to give us a bucket? And he's like, no.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not hilarious.
That's that's
just
really
to
funny.
leave somebody
Dude, well, and why Porsche of all?
Talk about backfiring.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
literally,
bad.
like you're like, this will show them. I'm gonna glue myself to their floor, and then they were like, okay.
There's so many other places they could have done that at that
Yeah.
would have made more sense than Porsche.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a German car company, but like, they're bougie cars.
Well, they also
So-
this is like a common thing over there now, like where people like activists will like sit in the middle of the road, so
Yeah.
like people can't drive by.
Yeah, the
Until I saw a BMW. I think
Yep.
it was a BMW.
What were
guy.
they protesting?
I think it's like
whatever the new thing is this
oil.
week.
It's against oil and stuff like that. So it's like
Yeah.
gas powered cars, stuff like that. So one guy was sitting in the middle of the road. He wouldn't let cars go. So a BMW backed up. He turned around, put his car in reverse, backed up to the guy, and then just
I saw. Yes, yeah, I saw that.
I mean, just like blew that guy's eardrums out. And
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
that
That's
was
funny.
amazing. Did you see the video of the activist that? Well, I don't know what the deal is with gluing yourself to stuff. I feel like I don't get that.
That
But
just seems
they
like
also,
too
like,
much
why
work.
did they just jump to that? Like we're just
They
gonna
also
glue
like they
ourselves.
go this. Well, this is the one that doesn't make sense to me. They'll go into like a museum and throw soup at paintings.
Yeah. What does that do?
I don't
For
know.
what?
I don't know what that even means.
I have no idea.
To be brutally honest, throwing soup at a painting and gluing yourself to the floor just seems like too much work.
What if
to
they
me.
swapped it and instead they glued themselves to painting and threw soup at cars?
Or you hear me out. They
Okay.
glued themselves to the soup.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
That's the type of humor you can look forward to.
Did you see the video of the activist that? And this was like, it was like the video is a news reporter. They're like questioning this guy, who you would assume owns some sort of like shipping company or like some sort of like oil, whatever. And the woman reporter is questioning it, and this is over in like England or whatever. They have accents, and she's like, you know, how do you like,
They have
you know, what do you feel like? And he's like, well, what are they doing? And then she's like, they're trying to, like, slow down the means of transport for the oil and like in whatever, like goes into this thing. And then he's like, yeah, but that's cooking oil. It's not like fuel.
That's funny.
It's like vegetable oil.
That's for sure.
That's nothing.
Dude, they're idiots. They're all dumb.
Well, and like, okay, here's a thought that I can never get an answer on in public school. So the first time I learned about the whole process of fossil fuel was in 6th grade, and the teacher was like, which I'm not like, forget the millions of years thing. Let's just whatever. Like, it takes X amount of years for decomposing organic matter to be compressed and turned into this goo, which is crude oil, and that we can refine. And there's a finite amount of this. It's not replenishing. And I asked her, I was like, well, how is it not replenishing if stuff dies every year? And no one's ever given me an answer on that, ever. Not once. Like, I mean,
yeah.
so if you, like, because every year it would continually, it would move to whatever the next, you know what I mean, like the next thing.
Well, here's what I think, which is this is the thing that's weird to me. Like oil's like bad for the earth, right? Like we're
And it comes
Earth.
from the earth, yeah.
Yeah, it's like okay, so aren't we helping the earth out if we
Just get it out,
if we
yeah.
get it out and burn it?
Also, and here's another thing. The whole everyone's mad about CO2 gas, but plant, you know what plants breathe?
Yeah,
CO2.
yeah.
Science,
bro. Science is hard.
Photo.
Have you seen the video of the
synthesis.
guy talking about it's some sort of like council like for the United States, and they're talking to the Energy Committee, and he asked them like, do you know what percentage of the atmosphere is CO2? And they're like, no. And he's like, well, he essentially is like, well, that's kind of sad. I think you should know. You're the in charge of that kind of stuff. And then he's like, well, just guess. And they all guess like this ridiculous number, like 50%, 10%, whatever. And he's like, it's 0.00005%. It's like nothing.
I mean, it's something.
Yeah,
It's something.
Anyway,
Yeah, dude.
I'm not really sure. I still don't remember what my other talking point was. I don't know if it was that great.
You guys want to get into the topic then?
Yeah.
I actually
The topic is
I actually do have one question.
No.
This has been I've heard this go over a few times. So it's like I heard people say like Star Wars versus Harry Potter. Now I've never seen
I've
Harry
never
Potter.
in my life
never
heard that
will watch
comparison.
Harry Potter because it's the whole
Right.
magic thing.
I don't. No, listen, dude. I understand. Some people are gonna think this is weird, and they wouldn't think that this is David talking right now. I don't particularly care for either of them.
It's fine.
You don't like Star Wars?
I know. Yeah, I love
don't.
Star Wars.
Yeah, and dude, you would think
David.
I would because it's like wizards with laser swords and they have powers and they're in space, and you would be like, that sounds like something to be up David's alley. But I watch those movies and I go, I don't get it, dude. I just can't. I just can't, dude. I don't like it's.
I'm a little bit appalled.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, we
that is
can have-
surprising.
We can dedicate an episode to it.
Have you at least
Because
watched-
I know for a fact that once I start getting into like the actual issues I have with Star Wars, like people are gonna lose their collective
Just
minds.
give me
over it.
two.
Huh?
Give me the biggest one right now. And then
Darth Vader is the worst villain ever.
How?
Huh?
How?
Dude,
Kylo Ren stinks. Darth Vader is better than him.
Darth Vader. Okay, all right. I take it back. He's not the worst ever. He's the second worst villain ever. Here's why. So Darth Vader is Sith, right?
Yeah.
And the way the Sith works is, you're the master Sith guy. You have
rule of two.
Yep, rule of two. You get an apprentice, and then that apprentice is supposed to kill you. He gets his promotion. Now he is the master. That's how like the Sith work. You mean to tell me Darth Vader's supposed to be the best Force user in all of the galaxy, and this man couldn't kill an old man? You trying to tell me Darth Vader is the best villain and he ruled the galaxy with an iron fist, but he couldn't kill an old man to become the leader? You're telling me that 20 years goes by and Darth Vader couldn't get a promotion?
I'm just gonna randomly hit a button. I don't know what it's gonna do, but
I mean,
He's a loser.
I mean, think of it this way.
oh,
So-
I thought it just played
How-
and stopped. Do you have to stop it?
I think I think it stops eventually, but that must have been a long one. I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
still going.
That's
so
my
think
bad.
of it this way. So I assume you at least watched some of the Star Wars trilogy, right? Or
Yeah, I've seen all the movies.
So I assume Palpatine played
Part
his
2. All right, y'all are opening the can, bro.
All right, look.
It's called
Just one more.
psychological warfare.
This is-
The
and
Emperor
I'll-
played on his psyche
Hey,
and on his fears.
I've got some. Well,
This is called psychological warfare. That's what the Emperor did.
You are called Kaz. I don't know.
bro, he's supposed to be so good, man. Got chopped in half in a volcano.
Psychological warfare.
So, all right,
Listen.
so then give me like second point.
another-
and then
sorry, another point,
I'm
another point,
interested.
okay.
I'm very interested.
Which movie is the one that starts on the ice planet?
That
was-
Return.
That was 4.
It's like everybody's favorite movie, right?
was 4.
It's like
Yeah,
everybody.
it's for like Return of the Jedi.
No, I think it's the fifth one.
Revenge of the
the
Sith.
fifth one.
It's
I think
Revenge
it's
of the
fifth
Sith.
one because Luke
No,
is already.
it's
yeah,
Reve-
it's the fifth one. That's what.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're on the ice planet. They're
Oh,
on the
yeah,
ice
oh,
planet,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
on
Hoth,
Hoth,
yes.
right? Yeah. So, and the beginning of this movie starts there on the ice
Real quick,
planet.
do you know how many Star Wars people we just triggered by not getting the
100,
episode right?
yeah,
They're
dude.
like,
I know,
All
which
right.
is why I typically don't. I was like, dude, we're gonna talk about this on podcast. And I'm not gonna hear that. We're gonna get emails sent for sure.
yeah.
So they're on the ice planet on Hoth for I don't know, it's like what 20, 25 minutes at the beginning of that movie.
Yep.
All pointless. Cut it out. What happens? What happens? He's on an ice planet.
Okay.
He's on an ice planet, and he cuts open the camel thing.
Yep.
and he
Puts
goes
Luke
in there.
in it.
He has a dream. You trying to tell me for 25 minutes we watched this man walk through snow for him to have a dream? He could have had bad pizza the
It's-
night before and accomplished the same
It's a
thing.
Force vision.
Huh?
It's
Why-
why Obi-Wan's ghost appeared to
Why
him.
did I have to sit through 25 minutes of this man building snowman or whatever?
Because they're on patrol watching for the Empire, bro.
Waste of time. Nothing is accomplished in the first 25 minutes of that movie.
Dude, I think you just hate Star Wars. I think you just hate Star Wars.
You haven't given.
Well-
What happens on the ice planet?
They're basically
He has a
hiding.
vision.
They're hiding.
Yes.
They're hiding
They're
from
hiding.
the Empire.
That's fine.
They're hiding
what,
from the
what
Empire.
David is saying, Kaz,
You know,
is
you
if
could've
you were to cut that out of the movie,
The movie would still
it
be
would
exactly
still be
the
the
same.
same.
You could
Which-
just go. You could just go. Hey, Luke's hiding from the Empire, and he had a dream. And then people would be like, okay, and then just start 25 minutes later.
But you missed out on a cool fighting scene, though.
No, you didn't. Nothing.
It is-
Nothing. Dude,
Hey,
The snow
nothing
planet?
speaks to me more than seeing big, tall walkers walking toward a big enemy
Snow
base.
planet, pointless. Absolutely worthless.
I mean, I think that's just a minor detail that you
I
blew up out
still
of
enjoy. I'll give you this,
proportions.
David.
I
That's-
think you're triggered and you're upset because I don't like Star Wars. And I'm not telling you not to like Star Wars. I hope you love Star Wars and you live a very Star Wars filled life, and I hope you get all the lightsabers.
yeah, and you have a bunch of pointless visions.
I think you just
just
blew a very small, minor issue out of proportions here.
No, I just don't. Listen, man. Listen, they're space wizard ninjas. It literally. I'm like, bro, space wizard ninjas. Bro, I bet I would like that movie, and I watch them and I go,
Yeah.
What's another point that you have?
I love.
oh, you don't.
Well,
got
we
enough
need,
time.
we don't need to. That's,
One more,
don't
and then we
gotta
go
know.
to then one more.
Don't
then
gotta.
we-
No, we're
no,
going to.
no, that was the one more.
Yeah, I think you just hate Star Wars, bro.
I've got okay, but real. Have you ever? You know
All my
how-
Star Wars fans.
Have you ever
join us.
watched the like low budget versions of like popular movies? Like they're like so in the movie Cars, there are knockoffs.
We've
and
talked about that.
did we talk about this?
Yeah.
Did I tell you about funny little cars,
huh.
dude?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Did we talk about? Did we?
Your wedding.
Yes.
Yep. Talking about
Yep.
your wedding.
I found it on YouTube.
Did you watch it?
Heck yeah.
All right. So here's our topic of the day.
Yep.
It's the best friend game.
Yeah. Do you know which one that is?
I know.
We have no idea.
I threw the headphones, so I
Yeah.
can't. I can't really. I don't know what
I
it
wish
is.
we should let Dustin control the controls.
Heck yeah.
All right. So,
I wish we had them labeled.
Pun intended.
all right. So here's what we'll do. We'll go like this.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is, I haven't played this game. My wife bought this game.
I
years
briefly
ago.
looked through a couple of the cards, and
So here's what we'll
I
do. I'm gonna grab a chunk of cards here.
okay.
And
Are you
just
gonna
go
disperse
like
them?
this. Yeah, we'll just go.
Or
like this.
one at a time.
We'll go 1, 2, 3. Here, you can have those.
Am I allowed to look at him?
You can have those. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet.
They have to be like a cold open.
All right.
Blind date.
Okay, so the directions is literally 3 sentences. Get 4 or more players. Well, we're already losing. Pair off in teams. Answers questions out loud at the same time. Matching answers get a point. We're not going to do that. We're just going to ask the question.
Yeah. What is the
we'll
airspeed
just-
velocity of a common swallow?
7. So.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. All right.
right,
Ready?
go.
Ready?
Flip it.
This is exciting. Okay. This is card number 32. Who would be more entertaining to watch on a reality TV show, me or you?
I mean, that's
On a
interesting.
reality TV show,
Mhm.
I'm going to say Dustin.
Yeah, I would say. Which one?
Yeah.
I think watching you.
I-
I think watching you try to navigate to a reality TV show,
would be
especially if
funny.
it's one of those ones where
Yeah.
like you're all living in the same house.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think watching you
I'd be.
Yeah,
try to
definitely
navigate
Dustin.
through that would be hilarious.
I'd be furious. I
It's you. The
Yeah.
answer's you.
yeah.
I don't know. I would enjoy.
I agree
Kaz.
with that.
I would like to just follow Kaz around all day and just see what happens.
That's
Well.
the reality TV show. Is you following Kaz around?
Yeah.
It's you. That's the. But 100% the answer is Dustin.
Yeah.
Okay,
The hands
I agree.
down.
I can live with that. I don't
Stop hitting buttons, bro.
I don't know. Which one the-
All right, I'll go next.
You go
I'm
next.
next in line. We'll go down the line. All right, question number 29.
That one's green.
We'll skip that one because it says, "What's the best gift I ever got you?" And I don't know. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I know we got you something off your registry. I just don't know what it was.
I don't either. I'm
I
a
don't.
man.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know.
Nikki picked something out. I said, "Are we getting them a gift?" And she said, "I got it covered." And I said, "Cool,
Cool,
And then I
yeah.
never thought about it.
As you
again.
should.
Yeah.
As you should.
So we'll go to the
The
next
best one I ever got you was those little mice, those little possums, the racing possums.
All right, here we go. See if you guys know a little bit about me.
Okay, go.
What is my? I already forgot the question. What is my favorite
Yes.
type of cuisine?
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. I
Bacon cuisine.
bacon cuisine.
I don't know what a cuisine is. to be
Like
honest.
different,
Yeah,
like, a type of food, like Italian,
Oh.
Chinese, like
I figured it was Italian. I figured it was that. I'm not sure. I had never had much cuisine before.
no.
Like what's your
his.
What's my favorite?
What's
type?
David's favorite?
I have no idea, to be honest. I couldn't answer that.
Part of me wants to say Italian, but I don't think it's true. I am going to say Chinese.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Close.
Dang it!
Japanese.
I'm sorry.
A
That-
Japanese steakhouse. I will eat there all day.
I'm
every
sorry.
day.
That's fair.
That question went over my head. I'm sorry.
No, fair. No, it's
yeah.
okay.
Well, maybe
I-
your head should be bigger.
I love
Grow your head.
grow your head right now. I love Japanese food. I love it.
How do you-
It's
yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I could go to Hibachi and just I'll watch them cook and then I'll eat and then I'll
Yeah.
watch them cook with some more and then I'll eat some more. I love
all all types of Asian food.
Actually, if I'm thinking about it though, for real, American's probably my favorite, bro.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
Burgers, fried chicken. American's gotta be the best.
Yeah.
I love fried chicken.
Yeah.
I love chicken.
Me.
I made some
Me,
when
it
I,
would be.
Chicken's just good, bro.
It would be Italian and Mexican.
See, I'm not a huge pasta guy.
Yeah.
Like I'll eat pasta.
I like
Here's
pasta.
Here's how I feel about Italian. I don't hate Italian. But if everybody wants to go get Italian, then
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah,
going
I
to
don't.
get Italian.
There's no type of food like cuisine wise that can think of that I would dislike. But
Like,
I wouldn't just wake up and be like, I have a hankering for Italian.
Like, here's how I feel about pasta in general.
Uh-huh.
Right? Nobody is ever in the mood for spaghetti.
That's fair.
Can you ever remember a time in your life where somebody was like, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?" And you went, "Bro, I've been craving spaghetti."
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
felt that way.
Never.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever in the mood for spaghetti. But if spaghetti's there, you go, "All right, I'll have a bowl
Yeah.
of spaghetti."
Yeah.
I have a question real quick.
Okay.
You have someone's at your house.
Yep.
You're making steaks, and they're good steaks.
I wouldn't
Really
make
good
them.
steak.
Nikki makes them.
That's fine. But you are providing steaks for the guest, and they're really, really good steaks.
Yeah, they
And you
usually
give
are.
them to your people, and one of them says, "Can you give me some ketchup for my steak?"
I would kick them right out of the house.
Oh,
man.
I'm that guy.
That was
dude,
that's
I'm
that guy.
I'm that guy.
You're not allowed to come to my house. Dude. Dude, I'm mad thinking about it right now.
Oh, I'm that guy.
Wow. Oh,
See,
I just go against the status
that's
quo.
why. No, Kaz is the reality TV show. You
Kazzy.
know how many views I would get?
I mean, you hate Star Wars,
Kaz,
so
you would.
This is worse. You want ketchup on your steak? The only thing that could be worse, and I do know a guy who used to do this. I think he's gotten over
mustard?
over his affliction. No, we'd be like, "Do we want to get steaks?" And he goes, "I don't like steak." And I'd be like,
what?
"Are you
Oh
human?"
no, steaks is good. I love steaks.
But do you love steaks? Because you put ketchup on it, which really tells me that you don't like steak.
No, I like steaks. I just have a preference for ketchup on my steak.
no, dude, listen. If
There's not a steakhouse in America that serves steak.
if somebody
they-
gives you a steak and you need to put something on top of it, like A1 sauce or ketchup, that steak was not cooked correctly. And ketchup on your steak, dude, I can't get over
It's
that.
delicious.
It is
No.
not.
It's
not.
delicious.
It's not.
delicious.
It's not. It's not. If you came to my house and Nikki made steaks, which, by the way, I'm not saying this because she is my wife.
Yep.
I'm saying this because it's true.
I've heard you say
Nikki
this
makes the best steak I've ever had.
Wow.
It's delicious. I love it. If I had you over to my house and Nikki made us steaks
slaving away.
and I saw you put ketchup on one of my wife's steaks, Kazi, I would have to fight you because you disrespected my wife. It like the disrespect. You come into my house and you put ketchup on my wife's steak. I'd have to reevaluate some things. I'd be
It's funny.
heartbroken.
Yeah.
I might like that's dude. Read us your card.
All right.
I can't even look at you right now.
See,
All right, what's your card, Cass?
would I rather stay at a hotel, an Airbnb, or a campsite?
Campsite, no doubt.
Yeah,
You
that's-
would stay at a
yeah.
campsite, no
Yeah,
doubt.
hands down.
I'm pretty sure you live in your backyard now.
Yeah.
Well,
he notionally goes to bed, and then when everyone else falls asleep, he repels out of the window and goes sleeps in the woods.
You walk around with a shovel
True.
all of the time.
true, I do. yes.
Campsite,
Yeah.
100% Kazi is living. I think that Kazi is just gonna build one of those fancy tree houses and live in one.
Or a
You
yurt,
seen those? What is that?
a permanent tent. You never heard? You never seen? Bro,
Well,
A yurt?
a yurt.
A yurt
I
is a
kid you.
permanent tent.
Yep.
That
Watch
sounds
it.
like lazy.
well,
You
well,
can, no, you can live in it.
Well, I mean, you could live. People live under bridges. I don't know.
oh,
I don't know.
at work.
I don't.
At work.
There's a whole community of people that live in tents.
A yurt
in
is
Wilmington.
a portable circular dwelling made of a lattice of flexible poles and covered in felt or other fabric. They are
Was
sturdy.
it Swedish?
It's like it's a tent you can like genuinely live in.
Mongolia.
Huh.
Interesting. Mongolians also have good food.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I would be interested to try Mongolian food.
Yeah,
delicious.
it's pretty
It
good.
sound-
really
it
good.
does sound
The,
delicious.
There's a place in Connecticut I go to called Gobi.
It does sound delicious.
You know what's so okay, this have you've been to like a Chinese or Asian buffet before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Outside
Obviously.
Dude, I have
outside
a
of the
funny story about that.
Really?
Go. Continue.
okay, outside of any Chinese buffet, any whatever Asian, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
it's the dumpiest thing you've ever seen in your life, and usually it's in some sort of strip mall.
Have you
that
been?
Look, I understand, but I'm getting there. There's usually like a Harbor Freight or an Ollie disconnected to it, and it's just like you're like, wow, and then you walk inside and you're like, what country am I in?
Have you been
Because-
to the Hibachi in Dover?
Mm.
It literally looks like a rundown building.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's abandoned.
But then you go inside,
it's
and it's mind blowing, isn't it?
and you go in there, and even then, like the inside's not like great.
Mm-hmm.
Like the floor's sticky a lot,
Yeah.
probably from the soy sauce.
Yeah.
But you're like, dude, this place looks abandoned. Like there's nothing
Yep.
here. It's just a brick building. There's nothing on the walls outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no indication that anybody's ever been inside of this building ever. I don't even think there's windows.
Yeah.
And there's a sign in the front, and all it says is Hibachi. It doesn't even have a name. It
Dude.
doesn't have a name. It's just called Hibachi.
Yeah.
And then you go inside, and you're like, dude, I love this. This is the best.
Looks
food
like an
ever.
Yeah.
old prison.
well,
It's just
so
amazing.
every like Asian buffet I've ever been to, the outside looks like the dumpiest, most like, and it's just like it'll just say like,
Ours was the one in Dover was attached. It was attached to a Toys R Us.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
It was a
that's
strip.
sad. I never got to experience Toys R Us as a child. I went
Oh,
twice, and that was
best
it.
place ever as a
but
kid.
like
Best place.
they look abandoned on the outside, and they're in the worst like strip mall ever. And then you
Mm-hmm.
go inside, and they'll have like hand carved canoes like hanging on
Oh,
the wall with like brass like pillars, and you're like, what in the world? And everything will be perfect and beautiful and wonderful. And it's mind blowing.
Chinese is so good.
Oh, I know.
too.
Like the Asian culture is like really interesting when you just go
Yeah.
and study it.
That's why all their buildings look like a dump, and the inside is so immaculate,
and delicious.
and you can eat it. All Chinese.
Here's a Chinese buffet story.
Yeah.
I have two stories. One
I don't
is
think I have any.
one's very short, where I was slightly rude and insensitive to a
Mhm.
waitress. We went to King's Buffet, and both of these stories are involved at King's Buffet. We went to King's Buffet in Dover. I went with the Millers.
Oh, good family.
Mm-hmm. I love
Really
the
good
Millers.
family.
Shout out to the Millers.
Except for that one guy.
Hey.
Yeah, you know which one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
We went and we sat down, and I was a few minutes late or whatever. I sit down, the lady's taking drink orders.
Yeah.
And I'm the last one, so she walks up to the table and she goes, she goes, what would you like to drink? And it just fell out of my mouth.
You did
I
not,
looked
I know,
up at
dude,
her and I
no.
said, do you have it a Mountain Dew?
Dude, come on. Dude.
And
Oh, that's funny.
she gave me the dirtiest look.
Oh,
and
bro.
it deserved. You know? Deserved.
Wow.
She said, what do you like to drink? I said, do you have the Mountain Dew? And
You should. Did you continue talking like that the rest of the night?
no, I shut up
You
immediately because I didn't mean to say it. And Miss Larissa goes, I'm never taking you out to eat ever again.
Rightly
You're never
so.
going out to eat with my family. She was like, I can't believe you said that. And I was like, I didn't mean it. It just came out.
It's just your intrusive thoughts got the better of you.
Second story, and this one's even better. We go to King's Buffet. I got Jesse Craigle on my shoulder. He's blind, so he does this thing where he puts his hand on your shoulder,
Yeah, I
and then
know.
he
Mhm.
walks
I know
around with you.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. We go, and I go, all right, Jess, I'm going to take you up. We can get our plates together, and then we'll come back and sit down. He's like, cool. So I'm walking Jesse through. I go, no, they got this chicken. They got this. They got this. They got this. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And I'm putting all the stuff on his plate, putting the stuff on my plate. And this guy walks up. It's a Sunday afternoon. This guy walks up and goes, excuse me, sir, are you blind? And Jesse goes, I am. And he goes, how long have you been blind? And Jesse goes, my whole life. I was born blind.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think happens next?
I have no idea. Like, does he say something ridiculous?
You're not ready for this. He goes, I'm going to pray that the Lord would give you your eyesight.
Oh, no.
And Jesse goes,
Oh, I can see this coming.
immediately he's like, all right, like, whatever, dude. Like, okay, like, do whatever you want. Dude, it's not going to happen. You know, I've been blind my whole life. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. So Jesse kind of just brushes it off. And then the guy, dude,
Oh, boy.
I'm not lying to you. The guy, complete stranger, never seen this man a day in my life. Neither is Jesse.
I was going
And
to say pun intended.
he reaches out and he
No.
puts his hand
No,
on
no.
Jesse's eyes,
No.
and he starts going shalaba shafa
Oh,
shafa shaka shaka.
Oh, no.
And
no.
Jesse, death grips my shoulder, and he goes, "Run!" And I go, "Boom!" We left our plates at the buffet and just booked it back to our table.
Oh.
Ow.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. You know,
Dude, I mean, dude, yeah.
I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, he
I don't know
literally
what
he
he's
was like,
saying.
he's like, I'm gonna pray that the Lord gives your eyesight back. And Jesse's like, whatever, dude, do whatever you want. And then he was like, Hana shavala shavala, and I was like, all right, we're out of here. I don't know,
He could be saying satanic stuff for all I know.
bro, dude, it was that's weird.
Yeah.
Good.
That's a true story.
That.
Shout out Jesse.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
I've
disturbing.
never.
Now, dude, what kind of person do you have to be to just go around and start touching people's eyes?
I know that's
Yeah.
nuts.
I've never had any kind of experience like that.
Oh,
dude,
no.
The
never.
closest I've ever been to that was I was in a customer's house, and they were at one point evangelist apparently, but then they were black, and that's crucial to the story because we started like I was like oh it's really cool. They had a bag of Chick Tracts and everything. And I'm like
Oh,
"Eh,"
neat.
like it was great. And then we're talking, and then after a while they started saying some weird stuff, and they explicitly
Were they apostles?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That tracks.
And the conversation was shifting to the fact that racist people won't be able to make it to heaven, but they kept going over it, and then after a while I'm like, do you guys think I'm racist?
It's like where is this coming from?
Yeah.
I mean,
Did I
feel like
say
I feel like we had. I mean, you're a little weird, but we had a good time, and now now I'm like, you telling me I'm gonna go to hell?
Dude, Dustin, I just imagine Dustin being like, right.
Yep.
Did I say something? Because I'm sorry. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
Okay.
You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do one. But real quick, I just thought about this. So I saw this on Facebook, and I've wanted to try it ever since. Okay, so here's both of you. Here's the circumstance, right?
All right, go.
You're blind. Both of you guys are blind.
okay.
Can't see.
How do you tell me that you're thirsty?
Hey, bro. I'm thirsty.
I need a drink.
Can you get me a drink?
Yeah. So obviously, most people will try to signal with their hands that they're thirsty and forget the fact that no, you're blind. You can still speak and hear and like that's what everyone's been doing. They're like and like no, and then they're like no, you're blind. You're like okay, well like this, and they're like no, you're blind. And then they get mad and like no, you're blind. You're not mute. You can talk.
Yeah, this. I think
Yeah.
in that scenario, people just kind of.
I feel like the two are just maybe closely associated. So it's
yeah, but
like
it's also the thing. Like, I think that people. Like, how often do you hang around deaf people or blind people?
never.
Like, not very
mean-
often, right?
Mhm.
Like I said, I have a friend who's blind,
Yeah,
But-
that's the only blind. Jesse's the only blind.
but I don't
person
really.
I've-
So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of
Actually-
people just aren't. They're not accustomed to being around
Mm-hmm.
blind people or
People
deaf
I've known.
people. Or,
You
were
understand
blind.
what happened, right? Okay.
You want to pull a card?
You better not cut that. That was gold. Okay. Number 31. Do I trust my teammate with my unlocked? That's not funny or whatever. Do I trust my teammate with my unlocked phone? That doesn't. Let me go on to the next one. That's not going to be fun. Would I rather go to an amusement park, a water park, or a zoo?
Water park.
Dustin, you strike me as a water park.
Yep.
Water pike.
Okay.
You strike me as a water park kind of guy.
Kaz?
Probably the water park because you can throw water at people without getting in trouble for it.
But I also feel like you would have a good time at a zoo.
Okay.
Hmm.
I like where this is going.
Hmm.
Which one?
I'm gonna go water park. I'm gonna lock it in. Water park.
Totally.
Yeah, water park,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you strike me as a water park guy.
I don't even understand it. Like, so a regular amusement park doesn't really do a whole lot for me. But if you
Right.
tell me we're going to a water park, I'm like,
Oh yeah,
bro,
it's so much
sign
fun.
me up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's so much
strike me as a
fun.
water park kind of guy.
Zoo. I like the zoo too. Now let me tell you, I am horrified of gorillas. I refuse to go anywhere near where they are.
We've discussed this
I don't like.
at length, really.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I can't watch. Like I just watch them and I'm like, that's not. This is.
They're
not-
terrifying.
They're
Oh,
not.
fun fact.
There's a new Planet of the Apes movie that just came out.
I've always wanted to watch this. I've never seen any.
Same
I
here.
want to watch.
I
them.
think I've seen like the old ones.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Oh.
I just learned this the other day that a leopard is a gorilla's only natural predator
Mhm.
for some reason.
All right, well now I'm gonna have to YouTube leopards
Here.
attacking gorillas.
Here,
Have you seen
I actually found,
any of the?
I found this. I sent this to Cam when you guys were doing podcast one day.
So leopards are
Here.
a predator
Here.
to gorillas. How long is this?
Just a few seconds.
Oh my goodness, that's he's literally showing me a clip of Tarzan, the animated movie.
Funny enough, I am one of a few of a handful of scientists
So I'm gonna have to Google.
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna. That's gonna be on my YouTube.
Now, they said this lady is like, they say this lady's a
Crazy person.
expert in like gorilla and
The opposite
gorilla
of
and,
crazy person.
Mhm.
gorilla and chimpanzee stuff, and so she said it. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that at face value.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching videos of leopards attack gorillas for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The way that God intended.
Yeah, it's
Have you-
happening.
Have you ever seen any of the Michael Shea and Colin Jost bit, like the
Yes.
skits?
Yes.
I have not.
All right, pull a card. Go.
I need another one of
Let's
these.
see.
I'm gonna
What's
pull
my
one.
favorite dessert?
What's your favorite dessert?
I think
That's
Kaz,
hard.
I know.
That's hard.
Kaz-
You know what his favorite
I
dessert is?
think I
Well,
do.
let me guess before you
Okay,
tell the answer. Kaz, I believe that your favorite dessert is. You're not a pie guy.
No.
I mean, my favorite is
No.
pumpkin pie.
I've never
But
seen.
how
I've,
about
not-
I've
that's
never
not your
actually
top
seen
tier
Kaz
thing.
eat
Yeah,
pie.
true.
You strike me. You strike me as like an eclair. What's the Italian thing? The
Italian.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man.
Maybe I do, but
The Italian dessert thing.
I forget what it's called. But I think I
Italian
know.
dessert thing.
Yeah.
I forget. I know what you're
I-
talking
They're
about.
small.
Okay.
They're small and they got cream and they look like little choco tacos.
Dude.
Yeah.
Bro, why can I not remember what the name of this thing
It's a
is?
cream puff, but there's another. But it's
Dude,
I know
Google
what
it.
you're talking
Italian
I'm gonna look it up.
Italian
Because-
dessert.
It's so close. I don't want to look it up because it's right there.
Dude,
It
it's
starts-
I
literally-
know. I
It's,
can't think of it either.
It's hurting my brain. That's how close I am to saying it.
I can picture them
I'm literally looking
right
at
now
it.
in Byler's.
I know, dude.
Um,
and people who are gonna listen to this are probably screaming at their
Yeah, and they're like gonna throw their
speakers
phone
True.
and call the police and
Google
start
it. Somebody-
harming
somebody Google
young
it.
children.
Google this,
before I have an
Um,
aneurysm.
Dude, what is
I
it?
know this answer. I just don't know the
We're
answer.
gonna all feel really, really stupid.
I mean, I feel like that every day. So.
Italian
Dude.
cream
I mean, I'm wrong since he doesn't even know the name of it. What is it?
dessert.
I mean, I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
look
but it
and
can't
see.
be that
It
thing
says cake.
'cause
It's not
it's-
this. It's
It's
pina colada.
no, that's not what I was thinking.
Pina. Not tiramisu.
No, it's not tiramisu.
It's
I know.
They're like chocolate
yeah.
taco things. They look like taco things. The way some people make them.
Filled.
Dude,
Sorry,
it's-
I'm having issues.
No, and that's them.
There it is. Kanochi.
Cannolis.
Cannoli. That's what it is.
Oh, okay, okay.
Cannolis.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm an idiot. Cannoli. I'm glad we
You know,
got
like
to
when you
that.
finally get there, and then your brain is like, "All right, I'm done. I'm done.
This is like immediate.
That was all I had left in the tank. I'm gonna call it a day."
Cannoli.
I killed my last
That's
brain
a-
cell.
I
Oh, man.
was gonna guess cannoli, but
That
I feel like that's wrong. Is it a donut?
no. My turn.
Go.
It's ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, definitely. But I can't have it all the time.
I was
I
gonna
gotta
say you're
have.
lactose intolerant.
I have
Yeah,
to
but
have
he-
specific
he-
dairy ice cream to eat.
But if you think that Cass doesn't sneak it when he can, you're silly.
I guess that makes
I mean,
sense.
hey, I have stayed off of that specific ice cream for a while. dairy
Yeah.
filled for.
Is there like a
whole reasons.
dairy-free ice cream option?
There is, yes, there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Which I don't know all the ins and outs of Kaz's internal organs, but
Also, let me pray for you, man. I need to pray for you.
dude,
You married into a family of just
the sick.
the Manarazis should be walking around Greenwood just going unclean, unclean, unclean. Because
I'm not even gluten. I can actually have gluten. I just choose to eat gluten free.
dude, you guys, you're not gluten free.
Yeah, I just
But-
choose to eat gluten free.
Your siblings are, and you married the worst of them
Yep.
She can eat ice chips and
Ice chips and other various assortments of ice.
and she's allowed to take deep breaths occasionally.
yes, but only twice every 3 hours.
Dude, listen.
Sometimes she can get direct sunlight.
There's
but only
there's gonna
between
be-
noon and
There's
1:30.
gonna be a reward in heaven
Yeah.
for you giving up food
Yeah.
to
was-
Mary
It was
Mackenzie.
fun while it lasted.
Dude, that's so like if you ever just need a chicken nugget, just call me, bro.
I will. Like, hey,
I'll bring you a chicken nugget.
my wife made some dinner, and it's just a bunch of pretend cheese
Seeds.
on a loaf of I don't know what.
It's just
What's on the
breads.
menu today? Half a carrot. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It's like
Man.
Alaskan,
Now-
fresh Alaskan fish for like 3 days a week. Then a certain amount of beef or whatever a week. It's like a very specific diet.
Yeah, dude. That's
About what?
It's like I know she can have like fresh Alaskan fish.
It's
like,
got yeah.
They have to.
like-
The fish have to be from Alaska.
So, like,
yeah,
it's
it's
a
got to be
specific
a
fish.
wild or Alaskan something salmon wild caught.
Or she can have a salmon from the Pacific.
Apparently, there's different levels
the
of
Atlantic?
mercury or something in them. I don't know.
It's like very
Look.
specific.
Yes.
It's a very specific diet where she can have it like 2 days a week. Then
Dude,
Yeah.
her food has to be region locked.
Mm-hmm.
some yeah, like,
Yeah. You can't just buy carrots or anywhere.
then
They
the-
have to be from the Northwestern
and then-
tribe in Panama.
So what do you guys do? How often do you buy this northwestern fish?
I've just been trying to start photosynthesis in my
Are you guys
body.
moving to Alaska so she can eat?
Oh, wait, I mean, she uses
So we can
Himalayan.
have protein. No, she cooks like normal for me. She has no idea what it tastes like though. So
How,
She-
I mean,
if she even
this
has-
is now. I think you told me this. This is all like byproduct of. Was this pre-existing or is this a byproduct of?
Well, she said a lot of
health
it is
issues?
from like cancer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, she was already healthy before cancer, but after cancer, it's just gotten more stricter after cancer because
I think it's more restrictor.
more. However, it said, however it said, it's just it's become, you know, it's specific.
Man, if
dietary
only
foods.
she was here in
I mean,
this house to explain it.
I
to me.
will wake
mean,
her
you
up
know-
in the
you
middle of
know
the
what-
night to make fun
You
of
know
her.
what
No,
gets
it's fine.
rough
Don't
when
worry.
even your salt is Himalayan salt. It's from the Himalayas.
Well, that's just good salt, though.
Yeah.
It really-
Yeah, but
pink
what,
Himalayan
you know,
salt's
some of that
good
stuff's
salt.
confusing. Have you ever heard of Gary Brecka? He's like a big, like health guy. He's the
No.
he's no he's
Nah.
he does the Ultimate Human podcast. He's actually he's pretty smart.
I
And
don't
he's
remember a podcast about me.
bro, you're fast. Anyway, but he was on there and he was talking about how Himalayan pink salt's actually bad. I'm like, I'm just gonna
I know
eat
it's
salt
like just
and see what happens.
dang, people live such sad lives. All right, we'll
Your
do one
turn.
more card, and then we'll call it.
All right, this better be a good one. It's got to be a banger. If it's not a banger, just put it away.
yeah. Keep going.
That one wasn't a banger.
This is good. Like banger.
The stunned silence is very reassuring.
Hold on, give me a second.
Kaz, do you think it's a banger?
By his reaction, it might.
Give me a second.
He's trying to figure it out.
Give me a second.
I had a conversation with Kaz today as we were leaving the gym in church, and he said, "Hey, I don't know if you heard, but I think I'm going to be able to make it a podcast tonight." And I was like, "Oh, word." And he went, "What?" And I'm like, and then I said, "Word." And then he was like, "What?" And then I realized he was confused. And then I said, "It's really good you're going to be there. I can't wait."
It's really funny that you just said that because of the card that I pulled.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
I just have to think for a second. Just a second.
Dude. I don't know what that one is. Is that that one's a twinkly one?
I
isn't
think
it?
that's the
I just heard it.
I don't know if that's. I don't know. I think this one might be the twinkly one. Yeah, that's the twinkly
Are you
one.
sure? So what's this one do?
That's the crickets.
Okay.
Okay.
That actually
um,
worked somewhat well.
Yeah. So the card is I'm thinking of a word. What is it? And I gotta be honest with you, it's really hard for me to think of a word. And we've been talking for an hour and 13 minutes. I've said so many words.
I can't come
but
up with
like to settle my brain on a word, on a specific word. All right, I got a word. Go. I'm thinking of a word.
Ketchup.
No. Not playing with you no more. Triggered already.
Not in my house. You are thinking of a word.
Thinking of a word.
What did you think he meant?
I thought he was just like saying it. I didn't think he actually meant it. So okay, can I do like a 20 questions kind of deal? And like, hey, give me.
Oh.
I mean, this is all up to you because he's already written off me in his head.
Is it a
Ketchup.
person?
Yes. Yes. Kind of. Yeah.
But.
We're off to a great start.
This is not going the way I thought it would.
It's
okay.
It is what it's.
Is
I know that they're only supposed to be yes or no questions.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But
Okay.
I really want to explain it, but I
okay.
can't. Go. I'll say yes.
Yes, it is. Is it a real person? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
your wife.
But he wouldn't. I don't think he'd get overly confused on that one.
That was 2 questions, by the way.
I know.
18 left.
Is this a person I would know?
Maybe.
Is this person? Did they have a physical body?
Yes.
Is it Christ?
No.
Okay.
That's 5.
Okay. They have a physical body.
He's overthinking
Is
it.
this? Is this person a celebrity?
No.
Is this person a gay?
Okay.
No?
Good.
Dude, come on.
It's. I want to explain it, but
Man.
it's against the rules.
I
You're
know.
not gonna get it.
I know I'm not gonna get it because.
So can I just tell you what the word was?
Yeah.
It's a chump. A chump.
I got a question for you.
Go.
Oh man, I wish I could bring it out really fast.
Have you ever seen
How-
that website that's like it's the Who Am I website where like the guy asks you questions and then like it just gets it right 100% of the time?
I actually have the app on my
It's like a
phone.
little genie guy, right?
Oh yeah.
I have the
exactly.
Or I had
yeah,
the
I've
app.
done it before.
Yeah.
Do I not have it anymore?
Yeah, I've no. Yeah.
It's the Akinator.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's the one I was talking. Yeah.
Dude, I
The
play that
Akinator.
so-
Pull up the Akinator. I got a person in my head. Let's see if the Akinator gets him. He always does.
That's so weird.
It's
I've done
amazing.
it once.
He
It's so
always
weird.
does. The Akinator.
Yeah, the Akinator.
Did you just download the app and
It's downloading
immediately
right now,
can't
but
find it? I was like, and then immediately you can't find it.
I'm gonna play a soundbite, and I just want to know.
If I figure out what it is,
Yeah,
how many seconds of this soundbite am I getting?
hold on. I'll do.
I know what this is. Dude,
Should play it in the microphone.
I do know it. It might have picked it up. It's not Batman.
Nope.
It's
If I know you as well as I think that I do, you definitely know.
I feel like I do know it.
I know you do.
I feel like I really, really do. Speed Racer.
There we go. I was trying to pause it before.
Oh, Speed Racer. So that was my dad's favorite cartoon.
Really?
And for his birthday one year, we got all of the old Speed Racer cartoons
That's
for
cool.
DVD.
That's
from
cool.
him.
I have a on DVD. I have the best hits of like Speed Racer.
I never saw the movie.
The movie was all right.
I heard it was all right.
Like the show was infinitely better for numerous reasons. But like the show could not have been more family friendly and more clean. And it wasn't that the movie was dirty.
Well, it was like an old show, so it was like
Yeah,
that stuff
right.
was like.
So, but like the movie there were 3 curse words in it.
Oh,
It was just like
yeah, I never saw it.
and it was like totally unnecessary.
Yeah, that stuff, man.
Yeah.
So people
You know
just
what's
put
better
Like
than-
there wasn't anything like dirty or anything in it, but like there was on 3 different occasions they used a swear word, and it was just
You know what's
really
better than
odd.
Speed Racer?
What?
Star Wars. Star Wars.
All right, well, that's the episode. So that was the first episode of the Good Company,
Good Company.
podcast.
The Weather Channel.
You know, I've heard it said before that many people would probably consider us heroes,
Yes.
and
For our contributions to
we
society.
keep and you know what heroes do? They keep good company.
Yeah.
So join us next time on the Good Company podcast. That sounds about right.
No, you spoke